dialog daripada saudara Kasim Ahmad. Tenteramlah anak, walau kebanjiran sawah kita. Hujan ini dari Tuhan yang mencurah-curah rahmatnya. Ada siang, masakan tiada terang. Dengarlah, kata sudah tidak memanggil lagi. Besok hari panas, padi kita akan lepas. Tidurlah ibu, kita manusia kerdil. Siang membanting tulang, malam menanggung bimbang. Ada besok maka pasti ada suria. Aku akan pergi dengan 1000 jebat si anak tani. Kian lama kita mati dalam setia. Kali ini kita hidup dalam derhaka. Sekian, terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Itu dia bakat daripada SOIS ni. Okey. Selamat datang kepada semua yang sedang menonton Biskut Kering Kopi. Kita sudah bersiaran ke episod ke-12 dah hari ini. Dan hari ini kita bersama dengan Pusat Pengajian Antarabangsa ataupun kita panggil SOIS. Okey, di sini bersama kita, sebelum tu saya nak bagi tahu tadi tu yang baca sajak tu adalah Encik Muhammad Ismail Yusof, merupakan lecturer di Liberal Science Center UNIMAP. Betul Okey. Di sebelah kiri saya adalah orang kuat SOIS. Siapa yang tak kenal dekan dia? Dr. Nazariah Osman, merupakan dekan di School of International Studies. Selamat datang, Doktor. Kat belah dalam. Dalam.
Terima kasih, Lin.
Norma baru kan?
Yalah.
Okey, dan di sebelahnya adalah Dr. Bibi Noraini Muhammad Yusof, merupakan dekan Faculty of Business and Management Sciences, Islamic University College, KUIPS. Welcome, Doktor.
Okey, terima kasih.
Okey, yang hujung sana tu gentleman yang tadi baca poem tu kan? Okey, Encik Muhammad Ismail Yusof, lecturer di Liberal Science Center UNIMAP. Selamat datang, Encik Muhammad Ismail. Boleh ambil mic tak? Dalam. Saya rasa tak on tu mic tu.
Bunyi.
Dekat belah dalam kena masukkan.
Cubaan.
Ya, tu dia, tu
okay.
yang nak dengar tu. Okey. Together with us today through Webex is Dr. Awad Slimia, researcher at Palestine Institute for National Security Research, the head of US Foreign Policy Unit. Hi, welcome, Dr. Aswad. Can I see you?
Good morning.
Good morning. And together with us also Rizky Amelia, Managing Director PT UK Edukasi Cemerlang. Hi Kiki.
Hi, good morning. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. We also have Muhammad Abdullahi Muhammad, PhD candidate with SOIS. Hi Mr. Abdullahi.
Hi, thank you. Assalamualaikum. I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. And also last but not least, Mr. Rashid Fabrian Shah, Head and Founder CV Kreasi Pelajar Rantauan. Hi Rashid. Rashid ni saya panggil dia Raden. Hi Raden.
Yeah, hi Bu Nazrin. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about School of International Study. Betul saya nak bagi peluang nak membuka tirai ni untuk panggil Dean dia, Dr. Naza, untuk ceritakan sikit overview program yang ada di bawah Pusat Pengajian Antarabangsa. Silakan Doktor.
Okay. Thank you, Lin. First of all, thank you for giving the opportunity for us from the School of International Studies to talk about our school. Okay, actually, the School of International Studies has been established on the 1st of July 2011. Alright, so we have two main departments at the School of International Studies. The first department is Department of International Affairs Management, and the second department is Department of International Business. And then at the same time, Yelin, we also offer At the same time, okay, we are offering, as far as undergraduate courses is concerned, we are offering 2 undergraduate courses from the School of International Studies. Number 1, we are offering Bachelor of International Affairs Management with Honours. And secondly, we offer Bachelor of International Business with Honours. That is undergraduate courses. And for your information, we also offer a wide range of postgraduate programs. Okay, we do offer master's program as well as PhD programs. Okay, we do have master's program in Masters of Science in International Business. We do have Masters of Science in Strategic Studies. We do have Masters of Arts in Political Science, Masters of Arts in International Relations, both Masters of Arts in IR and Masters of Arts in Political Science. We offer it by research. So at the same time, for your information, we are also offering Masters of Arts in International Political Economy, as well as Masters of Arts in International Affairs and Trade, plus a wide range of PhD courses in the international affairs as well as in the international business.
There's a lot of wide of range of courses. Okay, tadi sebenarnya ada lagi seorang alumni ni dekat Webex ni. Encik Ahmad Shah Pakir Muhammad, Senior Lecturer in Political Science, University Teknologi Mara, UiTM. Encik Ahmad Shah, boleh lambai sikit tak?
Assalamualaikum. Hai.
Waalaikumsalam. Okey, saya nak mulakan dengan Encik Ahmad Shah sebenarnya. Sebab tu saya panggil last ni. Saya nak minta Encik Ahmad Shah cerita dengan kita pengalaman, because you are the alumni of SOIS kan. Maybe you can share your experiences with when you study with SOIS, so that the others would know what are the challenges or your experience lah with us. Boleh tak? Silakan.
Okay, basically again, Assalamualaikum to all fellows, panels, UUM lecturers and all the students. And basically I'm starting in doing degrees at UUM, started from 2004. Previously, on that period, we don't have SOIS. We only have Fakulti Pengajian Antarabangsa on that time. And then I'm started doing degree 2004, and a lot of things happened, and a lot of good memories. And I can see here all of my fellow friends in here, especially Kiki, Izmi itself, and others. So a lot of memories. And what I most feel in studying in UUM, the first thing is the ambience and also the environment. Okay, the helpfulness of the lecturer itself. And then on 2010, after I finished my studies on 2007, while I'm working in Putrajaya, I started doing my master's in part-time in Master in Strategic Studies. And then on 2007, I'm continue pursue doing my PhD in Strategic Studies also. What do I found in SOIS itself? The course that they produce, were competitive courses, and one thing, it's aligned with my field of work, because now I'm doing my I'm working in UiTM as a lecturer, and then one of the courses, which is the international affairs, were the unique course. It was an interesting courses. Not many universities produce international affairs, which is focusing on international politics. And I do see that UUM is a front line in university in Malaysia that promote and also embrace the international study towards the concepts of studies in Malaysia. We know that in UM and as well as in UKM also we have political science, in Muslim Malaya we have international studies also, but yet I do feel that UUM is a frontliner towards the international study. That's why we have a School of International Studies, and then we do have a lot of expatriate. For example, the students from other countries that came and study in UUM as well. During my studies on 2006, we managed to bring all the Chinese mainland studies in UUM, and I have lots of fellow friends from Indonesia, Chinese, and that is one of the interesting part studying in UUM. Although people say that UUM is orang kata apa ni hujung ceruk dunia lah, kan? End of the world.
Yeah.
in Malaysia, but yet we can feel that although it's end of the East Malaysian, but yet we can connect it throughout the world without and using internet, because we can connect it with a lot of friends. Until now, I still have friends from Indonesia and also others nation in the world.
Okay, actually, I noticed that a lot of international students they really like to take this international study the UUM. For all of you, we just want to highlight that we have more than 2,000 international students from 55 countries.
Yes, Lynn. And also for your information, I would like to add in here that actually a School of International Studies, we recorded the highest number of international students from UUM.
Yeah, that's why.
So
I
we
think
have
because
achieved our KPI on that.
okay,
for both UG
Tanya,
and PGs.
congratulations. You know why? Because when you talk about international study, so you need that global exposure within your student, betul tak, Doktor?
Yes, it's true, yes.
Itu yang penting tu.
Because we need our local students to mingle around
Yes.
with the international students. And also for your information, we also have international staff.
Yes.
Okay. Lecturers are coming from foreign countries.
Okay. So betul lah tu, international student kena ada international study, kena ada international student. Okay, saya nak tanya Dr. Bibi Noraini. Dia pun tengah tunggu tu. Okay, lepas ni turn I. Okay, Doktor, mungkin boleh ceritakan pengalaman masa Doktor belajar di UUM, khasnya di SOIS. Silakan Doktor.
Okay, Assalamualaikum kepada semua. First sekali saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada pihak penganjur menjemput saya lah untuk sesi bual bicara Biskut, Kering, Kopi pagi ni. Okay, kalau bertanya saya berkenaan dengan perkara tu, saya ni bolehlah dianggap sebagai totally UUM product. Sebab saya start belajar di sini pada matrikulasi, sebab masa tu matrikulasi masih ada ditawarkan oleh universiti. Kemudian barulah dipindahkan ke kementerian. So matrikulasi 1 tahun pada tahun 1998. Okay, and then sambung ijazah pada tahun 1999 sebab masa tu matrik setahun saja. Okay, lepas tu saya kerja dululah, kerja. Lepas tu baru saya buat master and PhD secara part time di sini. Okay, so salah satu antara sebab-sebab lah yang saya memilih UUM ni, sebab saya juga adalah first batch untuk IB program dulu. Pada tahun 99 tu adalah 150 orang kami masa tu kan. Okay, first batch. So saya nampak UUM tu adalah antara yang pertama menawarkan international business. Berarti kurikulum dia tu dah memang orang kata strong dari segi development of the kurikulum tu, dan juga pakar tu sudah ada kat sini. So itu adalah sebab lah saya memilih adanya qualified lecturers and academician. Jadi dia orang dapat orang kata apa, membimbing kita kan, dan membimbing, memberikan exposure yang kebanyakan pun lecturer yang ada kat sini belajar di luar negara. So dia bring back the experience and share with us lah student kat sini. And then accredited program. Okay, program-program yang ada dekat UUM ni dia telah diakreditasi oleh MQA. So tidak menjadi masalah lah kepada pelajar bila keluar nanti untuk mencari pekerjaan kan, untuk further study sama ada di dalam atau luar negara. Sebab MQA dia memang diiktiraf lah dalam dan luar negara. And then dia conducive environment. So bila dia dah develop dah bagus, so dia banyaklah facility macam kuliah pun dah ada aircon kan, and then ada computer lab, ada library. Lepas tu macam saya dulu kokek kerohanian, minta netball tapi dapat kokek kerohanian. So dia ada masjid yang besar kan, cantik. So every kata apa weekend tu pergi masjid lah belajar fardu ain, fardu kifayah yang satu. Okay, and then selain daripada tu dia dikelilingi dengan orang kata nature yang sangat orang kata hijau lah kan.
Sumber oksigen yang sangat kaya dengan sumber oksigen.
Lepas tu dia orang kata apa, memberi kita serene kan, calm, peaceful. So nak belajar tu sesuai lah dengan environment yang sebegitu. Library pun okey, ada e-resources kan masa buat PhD tu, so kita boleh carilah jurnal-jurnal untuk support kita punya hujah-hujah dalam PhD thesis tu. And then bila kita buat part time, biasanya bila kita kerja, so salah satu faktor tu mestilah near dengan hometown kan. So saya kerja di Perlis, jadi tak jauh lah nak main di sini 45 minit sampai. Lepas tu waktu bekerja tu, kalau di Perlis kita cuti hari Sabtu Ahad, di sini Ahad bekerja.
Betul.
So jadi kita boleh datang Ahad tu untuk attend kelas, kuliah, jumpa supervisor kita, and then ada administration yang bayar yuran semua kan, so jadi senang. Itu lah sebab sedikit pengalaman, lagipun dia campus life di sini. Dia ada bas punya perkhidmatan, kalau tak ada naik bas boleh jalan.
Boleh
dekat,
jalan
kan?
semua dekat kan.
Dekat saja. Itulah pengalaman saya lah memang. Daripada matrik sampai PhD lah dekat UUM.
Matrik, degree, master, PhD kan. Betul-betul anak jati UUM ni.
UUM breed.
Betul. Saya sebenarnya kan tengah tunggu Cik Izmi kata betul, alamak semua dah cakap ni, apa yang nak cakap lepas ni. Tapi saya mesti kena tanya juga, saya tak nak jawapan seperti mana yang tadi Dr. Bibi cakap, tak boleh. Saya ni sebenarnya nak dengar daripada Cik Izmir pula pengalaman dia, walaupun saya rasa you have a tough time thinking of apa lagi nak cakap, semua dah cover dah ni. Okey, silakan Cik Izmir.
Okay, terima kasih. My experience lah in UUM is I think quite unique lah. Before that, let me be frank. Bila saya complete my matrikulasi, I didn't choose UUM at all. We've been given 8 choices. None of the 8 choices is UUM.
Matrikulasi di mana? Di Kolej Matrikulasi
di Langkawi waktu tu.
Okey.
Of course lah, zaman saya ni tahun 99 ni, Malaysia pun nak masuk maju pun semua kan. People are talking about IT, people are talking about engineering. So UUM is of course not an engineering university. So why must I select UUM? Waktu tu barangan nak buat mechanical engineer, aerospace engineer, nak pergi angkasa apa semua kan. So my story is a clear example that perancangan Tuhan supersede perancangan manusia. Last sekali saya terpilih juga masuk UUM because of the lelong. You know lelong, when all other university doesn't accept you, this venerable university accept you. And it's a little bit nostalgic because this is not just my university. This is also my father's university. My father complete degree in accounting in here, 1980s, late 80s, something like that. Okay, and then me, saya buat degree di sini, and my degree is also a unique story, because my first degree is not international affairs management. I was under School of Quantitative Science, sains pemutusan waktu tu, zaman Prof Engku Nazri apa semua tu. So I received the best of the both world. Tapi saya ada satu minat. My minat is sangat mendalam in history, because people say if you want to be an engineer, you have to have a deep root in mathematics. But if you want to success in international affairs, political science, international relation, you must have history knowledge. Macam saya punya favorite quotes, George Santayana, he who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Duk pegang hak tu je. Jadi bila saya terpilih masuk di sini dan saya buat sains kuantitatif, saya ada minat dengan sejarah, dan saya tengok ada sahabat-sahabat saya daripada entahlah kita panggil zaman tu, these people they are doing assignment in something that I already know. You are talking about Second World War, the First World War, the Cold War. Ini I dah baca dah. Even kalau tengok saya punya library dekat rumah pun, buku sains pemutusan tu ada 10, buku politik sejarah tu ada 20. Minat supersede yang ni kan. Jadi again I say my case is unique because most of the people complete the degree during my time around 111 credit hours or 112. I complete 5 years in here just doing degree plus international affair, 146. So kalau extend pun tak apalah, 146 ke 5 tahun kan. And then I further my master in Strategic and International Studies dekat UUM. Dan insyaAllah lah ada rezeki, I will further my PhD here also, hopefully. So the main thing yang INTAF train my mind is the ability to perceive the world differently. Selalunya macam kita tengok berita dunia jam 10 apa semua, kita tengok apa yang berlaku ni, kita just tengok lah, oh perang apa semua. But there's another story, dan kita nak tahu that interpretation of the story itu, we need a deep knowledge in politics, in international affairs, in philosophy. Itu is a very invaluable things lah yang INTAF teach me. Then for that I sayang lah my alma mater. And I urge you out there, those who minat sejarah, who minat politics, in Malaysia pula sekarang pun celik politik dah tinggi kan, enroll yourself in UUM. Plus you have this beautiful cafe.
Yes.
Cheaper than KL, I think.
Yeah, of course.
And with a good pastry also.
Yes, we are actually live di Managers Coffee yang terletak di bersebelahan dengan library. Okay, since I nampak Kiki tu dekat screen, so maybe kita dengar daripada adik Kiki pula untuk ceritakan pengalaman dia di UUM. Silakan Kiki.
Boleh, thank you sebelumnya. Thanks for the organizer, also the honorable panelists. I'm so happy to see familiar faces, my fellow friends at INTAF program. I graduated in 2009. I took International Affairs. Kalau di bahasa Indonesia kita sebutnya ini programnya Hubungan Internasional atau HI. So this INTAF program, my experience was awesome, and I always go back to UUM and remember the good times, because I believe my experience in UUM is important and very fundamental. It gives me the foundation to achieve my career. When I graduated in 2009, I did my internship in Maybank, Indonesia, and then straight away got my first full-time job at ASEAN Secretariat. I'm in charge of ASEAN economic pillars and of issues under infrastructure, energy, connectivity, and also transportations. Just like what Ismail just mentioned, that what INTAF provided me was the analytical thinking tools. It's the tools that the 3.5 years I did in UUM helps me to strive in my career. Not also that the global community, the students in UUM, we're not only Asians. I have friends from Hungary, I have friends from Middle East, and I can have direct conversation to know what really happens in their country. And by that conversation, I can have this cross-cultural understanding that helps me not only to advance my English, but it helps me to success in my career, because again, we are INTAF students. We're not like an IT students that graduated with particular set of skills that's written, INTAF students has, there's no black and white skills actually, but what we are learning is how to articulate our thoughts into verbal explanations through many trainings, to many exposures to public speaking, research, assignments, individual assignments, group assignments, and that was the most expensive or invaluable experience that I got from UM. One of my lovely lecturers, Dr. Naza ada di sini. I took diplomacy class with you, and I still remember how you're very lively, you're very passionate about what you teach, and that passion, that energy sampai ke saya. So every time I have your class, I always looking forward to see you speak, to hear what you're going to explain, because the lecturers in Malaysia, di UUM in particular, what I feel they're all very dedicated. It's like dia benar-benar guru gitu. They're not working in UUM for money or anything. Dia memang betul nak mengajar, nak transfer their knowledge to the students, and that energy really terasa sampai saya, dan saya masih ingat.
Thank you, Kiki. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Itu dia punya komitmen daripada lecturer. Kiki
Sedih
sangat
rasa
membantu.
ni, Lin. Rasa terharu.
Betul tak? Kepuasan juga kepada lecturer sebenarnya apabila ilmu tu sampai dan boleh dipraktikkan pada masa sekarang. Lebih-lebih Kiki juga ada perniagaan sendiri kan, yang saya rasa memerlukan semua ilmu-ilmu yang diajar oleh lecturer di UUM untuk dipraktikkan. Okey, saya nak jemput Dr. Awad, are you there?
You hear me? Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Awad. Perhaps you can share with us your experience while studying in SOIS, particularly in UUM. How long have you been studying in UUM?
Good morning, Doctor. How
Good
are you?
morning.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum first. Good morning, Prof. Doctor and staff of UUM, our friend from Palestine. Now it's 4 o'clock and 30, I think, it's in the morning. I'm very happy to meet you and see you today at this moment. And I want to congratulate the alumni of UUM, our great university first. And almost when I was come to university at Kering University at the end of 2017, I think, PhD program of international studies. I want to talk about my experience. At that time, actually, I have no experience, you know that, Dr. Nazaria, in how can I writing, how can I make the link between the paragraph, and how can I focus on the main idea that what we want to to write on it. And from the time I gain many experience and learning more and more style in methodology. With my both of supervisor, Dr. Nazaria and Prof. Fuad, I find great cooperations from my supervisors. They support me, learn me how can we write in my PhD. Within 2 years, actually, we finish our PhD thesis. It was, you know that, Dr. Nazaria, on the U.S. foreign policy. We focus on the power of the Israeli lobby and USA foreign policy, and we are talking about the position of Israeli lobby on towards Israeli-Palestinian conflict. My supervisor granted me the confidence and learned me also the correct scientific direction and the origins of scientific research and methodology, and the wonderful of writing, how we can make the link with the paragraphs, and how can we focus on the idea to enhance the every paragraph enhance.
So, Dr. Awad, you have been guided by the lecturers from a very beginning. So, I think you're one. I mean, you will feel lucky because all the lecturers are helping you, and I think all the lecturers here are very committed in guiding all the students. Betul tak,
Yes,
Doctor?
indeed, betul, Lin. In fact, I also would like to give credit to our student, to Dr. Awad as well. Dr. Awad is very hardworking. I remember that I used to scold him once in front of his wife.
Oh.
His wife was also there, so I was so upset with his work. So I scolded him. So from there, Dr. Awad started to improve himself.
That's
So
good.
that is what I could see, the tremendous changes of Dr. Awad.
Okay, that's good.
I'm so happy actually.
Garang juga Dr. Nazani. Takut juga saya. That's good to know because I think lecturer guidance are very important. Betul tak, Dr. Nazani? Kalau tidak, yang lain-lain, I mean, student they need a very guidance from a lecturer so that they know what to do and they can complete their study. Whenever the student completed their study, I think the lecturer tu satu kepuasan. Itu sebenarnya matlamat dia, betul tak? Betul
It's true. In fact, Lynn, I feel so happy that I was being told by Dr. Awad that he plans to become a president one day, and now I feel scared of Dr. Awad because the person whom I used to school last time is going to be the future president of Palestine. Inshallah. I pray for you, Dr. Awad.
Amin. We will all pray for you, Dr. Awad. Okay. Kita akan berhenti berehat sebelum kita bersama dengan lagi dua orang penting ni, Cik Radin kita dan juga Mr. Muhammad Abdullahi. I will come back to you guys after the break. And now I would like to invite one of our singer, Encik Ruzaidi ataupun Bobby from Hal Ehwal Pelajar untuk menendangkan sebuah lagu khas untuk semua yang menonton Biskut Kering Kopi O pagi ni. Silakan.
Anggapkan semalam satu kenangan yang kurang, bila cinta kita putus di jalan. Ku harapkan impian menjadi kenyataan, namun aku kecewa. Mudahnya waktu melafazkan janji, engkau dan aku berdua serupa. Rupanya mentah di dalam mainan percintaan. Telah pun ku bentangkan segalanya, mencari entah di mana silapnya. Jelas asmara kecundang jua. Bukan ku tak sudi kasih untuk bersamamu bercinta lagi, karena antara kita tidak sehaluan lagi. Maafkan diriku sayang, menolak cintamu sekali ini. Walaupun ku tahu bersungguh benar hasrat hatimu. Waktu melafazkan janji, engkau dan aku berdua serupa. Rupanya mentah di dalam mainan percintaan. Telah pun ku bentangkan segalanya, mencari entah di mana silapnya. Jelas cundang jua. Bukan ku tak sudi kasih untuk bersama
Saya baca komen ni. Diwin kata serius sedap suara, pitching terbaik. Okey Bobby, lepas ni tolong tulis nombor kat situ, ramai dah nak tempah nyanyian selepas ini boleh pergi ke website www.bobby.com. Jangan marah Good je. Okay, now we are coming to the second session of Biskut Kering Kopi O. I would like to invite the next alumni, Mr. Muhammad Abdullahi Muhammad, PhD candidate with SOIS. Perhaps you can tell us your current experience studying in SOIS. Dr. Awad? Muhammad Abdullahi.
All right, and thank you very much. Greetings to all the panelists and my fellow guest speakers. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. For me, actually, I started my bachelor degree here, the same school, and also I did my master's in the same school, and I'm doing my PhD in my final stage in the same school, International Business School of International Studies, SOIS. So what I'm experiencing at the moment and what I experienced at the beginning of my bachelor degree is completely different. When I came to Malaysia back in 2009, I started my bachelor degree here, and it was my second time I traveled to overseas. But my first travel was not that much. I just spent 2 months in another country. But when I came to Malaysia, I had quite some challenges in terms of language and those things. But it was really a great experience that shaped me and made me who I am today. But the facilities and the service I got in UUM was really a great experience for me. And as some my fellow friends, seniors to be exact, said, the environment, the conducive environment of UUM and the service, the landscape, the beauty, you know, there's a reason they call the University of the Green Forest. So everything was outstanding. But the most important thing for me was actually the lectures. I had to choose international business because I could forecast the opportunities that can come along if I get a degree in international business. So fortunately, I chose UUM, especially School of International Studies. Aside from the up-to-date syllabus and reference books, I am very grateful that I got the opportunity to learn from highly qualified international lecturers and also Malaysian lecturers who were not only qualified academically, but they also had environmental experience. Most of them, if not all, they graduated and or studied in overseas. So, for example, they completed their masters in the UK and then their PhD in the US. So they already know all about international business. So what they were teaching us was not only from the textbook and then the slides, but they used to give us like a real life example. And also some other experiences they had. They used to work for multinational firms. So everything they are teaching us, from the cross-cultural management, the interaction and cooperation and globalization, everything, they were the real example. So it was really a great experience for me, and I'm very thankful that I get the opportunity to learn from UUM, particularly the School of International Studies.
Okay, Mr. Abdullahi, so you're actually falling in love with Malaysia. You started from degree, master and PhD. And I heard that you are an actor in Somalia. Is that true?
Actor?
Yeah.
No, really.
Oh, not really. Okay. Maybe I got it wrong. I thought you are an actor in Somalia because you are not in Somalia, right?
No, now I'm in Malaysia. In UUM exactly, in the library.
Okay, alright. Okay, so kita sekarang ni, thank you for your because you came here from in 2009. So such a very long experience in Malaysia and also in University Utara Malaysia, because you started your degree and then you do your master and now PhD with UUM. Wow, amazing journey, Dr. Nazar.
Yes, it's true. Falling in love with Malaysia, I think. Okay.
I think what Abdullahi point just now is correct, because the lecturer are from a very well-versed experience, so they are not only teaching what's in the books, but they experience it themselves, the global international exposure. Okay, kita nak jemput Cik Rashid Febriansyah Raden, the head and founder of CV Kreasi Pelajar Rantauan. Raden mungkin boleh share pengalaman Raden belajar di Pusat Pengajian Antarabangsa. Silakan Raden.
Hi, thank you, Ibu Dr. Azlin, for the speeches. And hi, good morning to all of you, especially to Dr. Nazaria. Hi, Doctor. I think it's been 3 years without meeting you. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, I guess I'm the youngest alumni here because I just graduated in 2019, which is 2 years ago. And I first came to UUM in 2015. And I just spent like 3 years for my international affairs bachelor study. And first thing first, what I always grateful about UUM, especially SOIS, is about the lecture. Same like the other panelists, but for me, UUM lectures are humble and supportive and also dedicated to the students. And what I remember about my lectures, they also wouldn't let the students are feeling down or suffering from the course. Instead, they will give us such motivation, such energized and embracing us as a friend. And you know, it's been like 2 years since I left UUM, especially SOIS. And the fact is, I still cannot move on. And because my journey as a SOIS student has introduced me with many perspectives, especially about its diversity. So, because I think, as Dr. Nazaria told us before, that there are 2,000 students from 54 countries studying in SOIS between international affairs or international business. And since I was an INTAF student, the thing that I always grateful is I learning by doing. So basically in international affairs, we learn about the diplomacy, we learn about the negotiation, we learn about the international politics. And because we've got a lot of international students, so I practically doing the theory that my lecturers presented in the class. And because I've got so many international friends, and yeah, I know the news before the news arrives in the media. I asked my friend about what happened in your country and so on. So yeah, maybe the point is international affairs management with honors. The bachelor degree is the complete and whole package. We can learn about the diplomacy, we can learn about the communication, we can learn about the international economy, we can learn about the business, we can learn about marketing and everything. So yeah, I think taking international affairs as my bachelor degree is never turns wrong.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Rashid, for the excellent remarks about SOIS. Yeah, thank you.
You learn almost everything, and also the most important thing is the cross-border punya ni kan, policy and all that. Okay, perhaps Dr. Nazar nak cerita sikit, what are the industry collaboration yang boleh dibuat sebenarnya dengan SOIS, whether it's going to be a government ataupun a private sector. Dr. Nazar boleh cerita sikit tak?
Yeah. Of course, yeah, Lynn. Actually, Lynn, we at the School of International Studies, for your information, okay, I remember, okay, especially from the first dean until now, we always emphasize on the importance of collaborations. Actually, collaboration, we always try to make, a very fruitful collaboration with industries, because okay, let's say the students of international business, we wanted them to get the exposure of business, so that is why we used to have industrial collaboration partner with Grant, UMW, Toyota. And as far as the students of international affairs management is concerned, we have collaboration with SUHAKAM, Human Rights Commission of Malaysia. And then we also have collaboration with Institute of Diplomacy and Foreign Relations, because we wanted our students to be exposed. And we have to remember that, okay, all these collaborations with the IDFR, with the SUHAKAM, it can benefit all of our students, no matter whether they are INTAF students or international business students, because they are dealing with politics. Business is also needs to deal with politics, right? And politics also needs to deal with business. So that is why we always expose our students with our programs and activities with our collaborative partners. And on top of that, okay, we always make sure that we wanted our students to be exposed to the prominent scholars and prominent figures. So that is why, if you still remember, last year we did invite Tan Sri Mohzani Mahathir to deliver an adjunct professorial talk at the School of International Studies. He was our adjunct professor for International Business Program. And it's really perfect to appoint him as the adjunct professor for international business. And for international affairs, we used to appoint Tan Sri Razali Ismail as our adjunct professor for international affairs management. Okay, so that is what, because in fact we did invite all these speakers to deliver their talks, their ambassadorial talks. We have several series of talk, ambassadorial talk, we have public lecture, we have industrial talk. Because all of this, okay, the reason why we are having all this is because we want our students to be exposed and to be able to master the current knowledge. Because, and also I would like to add here that, okay, when we met with with the employers, because every 2 years we have to carry out our audit exercise. As far as the audit exercise, and for your information, because we at the School of International Studies, our programs are being accredited. So as far as international business is concerned, we are AACSB accredited, which is being recognized globally. That is
internationally
actually
top 5% aja in the world.
Yes,
accredited AACSB
so
top 5%
right.
in the
and
world.
For your information, because of this status, we are going to collaborate with Montpellier University of France because of this status, AACSB. So can you imagine how far we can expose our students from Sintok to France? Can you imagine that? From Sintok to France. And then, okay, and at the same time, we also are, okay, where did I stop? Okay, it's about collaboration, okay. And then, so that is where, in fact, I still remember that, okay, as far as international affairs program is concerned, our collaboration with Suhakam, Human Rights Commission of Malaysia, in which we always, invite the commissioners of Suhakam to deliver their remarks, their thoughts on the issue of human rights in Malaysia. And in fact, we receive very good comments from the employers. Okay, because, as far as the audit exercise, okay, as I just did mention just now, for international business program, we have the AACSB. And for the international affairs program, we have the AUNQA. So I still remember in 2018, we had our second round of audit exercise. So we received a very impressive feedback from the employers. In fact, the DG, the Director General of Institute of Diplomacy and Foreign Relations, a body under Wisma Putra Malaysia, he did praise our students. He said that INTAF student produced by UUM is unique and very good in the sense that they can speak up their mind, they can argue. So I think that reflects of what our alumni has just mentioned just now, because they learn a lot from the lectures, from their lecturers, as well as from the talks, from the lectures, ambassadorial talk that we always organize at the School of International Studies, because we want our students to be exposed. Of course.
Bukan calang-calang yang saya tengok tadi, collaboration dengan universiti di Indonesia, semuanya universiti besar-besar, bukannya universiti yang kecil-kecil. Kemudian you also do a collaboration with all those public figure in the market, and also you keep on refreshing the ideas to your students so that they intact with what is happening outside dan ada exposure.
Also, Lynn, we are actually training our students to be brave, because during interviews we have been told by the employers that students from SOIS, they have the courage to speak. They can speak up.
That's good.
Yes, I was quite amazed because they even compared our product with UM student. I was surprised. How come UM student cannot speak? But they said that unlike our student, they have the courage to speak up their mind. So I think that is based on the training lah. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you to all the lecturers and the system as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I have experience with Kiki and Radin. They really speak out their mind, and I think they have a very good interpersonal skill. I can give that credit to both of you actually. So saya nak tanya ni, Dr. Pipi, pernah kena marah tak dengan Dr. Nazar?
Saya dulu tak pernah kelas dengan Dr. Nazar, cuma dia pernah jadi examiner PD saya.
Apa kenangan yang tak boleh dilupakan selama belajar kat UUM ni? Kelas ke, dengan lecturer ke, ada tak?
Bagi saya, of course lah dengan lecturer kan, sampai sekarang lah kita teringat dia masih lagi berhubung kan, macam
bagus. Maknanya masih lagi berhubung walaupun dah tinggalkan UUM. Tu komitmen tu Dr. Nazar daripada lecturer kan, sampai dah berjaya datang kat sini balik. You have a very good alumni actually.
Yes,
betul.
We are so happy, we are so grateful for that.
Alhamdulillah.
Senang sangat nak minta tolong datang, nak minta tolong participate. In fact, our student, our former student, my former student, Mr. Azmir, he was so excited. Dia kata panggil lagi.
Ismail pernah kena marah tak dengan Dr. Nazar? Saya waktu Mike.
Waktu saya ambil kelas diplomasi, Dr. Nazar tak ajak dah, Dr. Bakri waktu tu. So tak ada experience kena marah lah. Cuma kita rapat dengan semua pensyarah-pensyarah intah lah waktu tu.
Alhamdulillah. I think because of good repo with the lecturer, membantu tu yang, that's why you can actually stand out, and also the exposure given from the university kan, for all the student. Okay, I wanted to ask
Puan Azlin.
Ya, saya. Ya, Kiki, silakan.
Can I add on
Of course you
just
can.
mentioned Dr. Nazar and also Izmi? Apart from that, not only from the faculty support, but the campus support was wow. Like for example, the facilities, it's no doubt, but the specific facilities that supports our academic achievement is, for example, simple example, like our library opens 24 hours during exam time. And then the books, they provide, in my experience, buku yang saya beli tak lebih dari 10. Intaf ni hari-hari kita kena ada baca buku, baca journal. Where do I get all those books? I get it from the library for free. And that kind of support that actually helps us to, you just have to rajin aja, tak payah keluar uang banyak. If you are rajin, if you willing, you hard work, you can strive to be the best alumni. Like you just mentioned, Dr. Nazar, about UUM alumni kalau interview bagus, and then even Wisma Putra Malaysia also acknowledge the quality of SOIS alumni. I think because of the campus support in terms of the facilities, like not only academic, in terms of non-academic organization, like our debating team, our Model United Nations team, and also International Affairs Student Association. Those are the three big organizations I think related to INTAF, and all those three organizations we are fully supported, not only financially. Let's say kalau ada seminar ke di luar campus, kita dibagi izin untuk pergi ke sana, get the exposure, hear it directly from the people that actually in the political scene, and that experience itu dapat full support dari campus as well as faculty.
Bukannya mudah kan? So they give you everything to be ready, to get prepared before you actually graduated. Betul tak, Dr. Nazar? Anything from you also, Radin? You want to add anything, Radin?
I think the experience that I got from SOIS UUM can give me more ability to face the world. And then I'm still a fresh graduate, and then when I applying for the job and for such a position, INTAF give me strength, give me knowledge how to communicate during the interview, how to communicate with the HR, and how to mingle with all the staff. Because the lecturers give us such knowledge to be such an open-minded person and such well communicated and such manners to face the work afterwards.
Alhamdulillah. What about you, Mr. Abdullahi? Because you came to Malaysia and UUM is your second time going to overseas. So you started with UUM from your degree and then master and PhD. What are the tremendous changes in your life while studying in SOIS? Mr. Abdullahi?
Well, thank you very much. Apart from the academic graduation that I completed my bachelor degree and my master's, and now I'm about to complete my PhD. The other thing that I benefited from the multiracial Malaysia and also the diverse group of people from different countries in UUM, is that I also have like environmental, certificate. I graduated environmental, so in the class, they used to teach us like cross-cultural management. You have to respect these people. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. So, apart from the theoretical lesson we are taking in the class, once I get out of the class, I just have to go out to the restaurant or maybe to the library so I can meet people from different backgrounds, so I can practice everything. So I am now familiar with the culture of Malaysia. Not only Malaysia is also a diverse, multiracial and multireligious people. So I learned from, the people. As one of the panelists mentioned earlier, that we have students from more than 50 countries. So you can imagine we have been exposed to the different cultures. So in the future, if I get to work with people from different countries, I will not be surprised because I already had the experience inside the UUM. So back in the days, I remember when we had seminars and workshops, they used to call UUM a mini United Nations because you can imagine like a quarter of the world, there are around 200 plus countries in the world, and we have nearly 55 countries, 55. Students from 55 countries in UUM. Exactly. So it's not something that I can summarize in a few minutes. For me, it was a life-changing experience from the lecturers, from the classes, from the well-organized and well-planned, system and class, everything. So I'm grateful. That's all I'm saying. I'm very happy that I get the opportunity to study from this school, especially School of International Studies.
Okay, Mr. Abdullahi, since we are at the end of this session, perhaps you want to say something to your lecturer or your friends who now are thinking of studying in UUM. You want to say something? I cannot hear you. I think you mute. Did you?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I want to thank my lecturers, starting from my bachelor degree all the way to my final semester of PhD. I want to thank all of them. They actually shaped my life. They teach me, and I'm very grateful, including one of my supervisors now is already in the audience. So I have an advice for the students, those who are studying now in UUM, especially from the students from School of International Studies, particularly from international business. I would say you should not only focus on the studying in the book and the theoretical things. You already are living in a multiracial country, so you have to try to learn more culture, more languages, try to interact, try to practice what you are learning in the class. So because we are learning international business, so anything that you are doing in UUM, you will get the opportunity to practice before you work with different people. So I would say you in the future you may have co-workers from different countries, from different cultures. So the assignment that you are doing with your fellow students in the campus is actually the real practice. So I'm saying is that please don't take for granted this environmental place, a beautiful place, and then the system and everything. I know some people, they call me from Somalia and from Africa, and then they like, you still living there, you are very, happy, lucky. So we don't realize the importance of this, I mean, beneficial library, schools, everything, until we leave. So I would say, please take the advantage of this, and anyone who's interested to study international business, I would recommend the UUM, especially School of International Studies. It's not only because that's my school, but what I'm saying is that I had some other friends who studied international business from other institutions. But those guys, they were learning from international business under Faculty of Business Administration. But in UUM, we have entirely dedicated Faculty of International Business. Not only, I mean, the faculty, but even physically, you know, international school located outside of the campus. So you can imagine the lecturers are well trained, well prepared. The syllabus, which is up to date. For example, you will have like latest edition every time. You have world-class lecturers, the facility, and everything. So I would recommend anyone who is willing to study international business to try School of International Studies.
Okay, thank you Mr. Muhammad Abdullahi. Saya nak jumpa Encik Ahmad Shah pakai Muhammad untuk bagi sebarang kata-kata nak motivate yang belum lagi nak apply, yang tengah berfikir-fikir lagi nak apply. Mungkin ada kata-kata daripada Encik Ahmad Shah. Silakan.
Okay, yang paling penting lah, apa yang UUM, for example, SOIS can produce and offer to the student far different from others, which is an opportunity lah. So in UUM ni dia ada banyak opportunities. For example, the outbound of the university tu, outbound, the student outbound is very competitive. Macam saya dulu, I have a lot of experience. Macam saya 2004 saya banyak involved lah dengan outbound. For example, kita ada program MIMA, MIMA Maritime Institutions, and then I manage also to travel to Indonesia, Thailand, as well as Philippines because of INTAF itself. So this is international affairs. If you study international affairs in UUM, it is real international affairs. Dia bukan saja you study dalam konteks kelas, tetapi you can apply because faculty give a lot of freedom to the student. So student have their own, boleh involve in society, boleh involve dalam konteks. They give freedoms to student because IR ni dia bukan macam buku lah kan, kalau macam 2 tambah 2 tu 4. Kan dalam konteks IR everything is right. Sebab itulah untuk membina sebuah orang kata pemikiran yang kritis, kita memerlukan environment yang berdaya saing. So I'm encouraging all the student, if you love international politics, if you love kalau you suka study pasal US election, you study pasal foreign policies, you minat nak jadi duta ke, duta kecil ke, kan? So please, this is the best subject yang you can choose for your undergraduate.
Betul, well said. Terima kasih Encik Ahmad Shah. Saya nak jemput Kiki untuk I need some last words for the potential student to SOIS. Silakan Kiki.
Just for last word, I think I will address particularly to teman-teman dari Indonesia yang memang sudah mau kuliah di jurusan International Affairs or International Studies. Please choose UUM. Semuanya, everything's already mentioned from the past 40-50 minutes. Why you have to choose SOIS and why you have to choose UUM as your higher education destinations. Because regardless whether you are going to jump in a political scene or not, like myself, I am now the director for education. I'm actually dealing business, actually marketing job, sales job, and even that I still can benefit from the knowledge and experience and the exposure I get from UUM. So in any industry, I guess SOIS alumni will strive. Just UUM is the best.
Thank you Kiki, very inspiring. Mr. Rashid Fabiansyah, silakan Raden.
Yeah, for all of you that's curious more about the UUM, especially SOIS, I think never get that about UUM, especially international business or international affairs courses, because you will never get. I think you will get a lot of opportunity here and a lot of knowledge that you will never get from the other places. So I think SOIS or UUM is the best place for you to further your study for your bachelor degree.
Thank you Raden, and good luck for your future. Sekarang ni Raden juga ada perniagaan sendiri kan?
Yeah, sure.
Good luck
Thanks.
Alright, okay Syed, daripada hujung sekali kita nak bagi Encik Izmir mungkin ada kata-kata perangsang untuk yang masih lagi berfikir nak apply ke tak apply, nak enroll ke tak enroll. Mungkin boleh ada kata-kata nasihat atau kata-kata perangsang daripada Encik Izmir, silakan.
Okay. Saya tak nak comment on facility because facility is tip top, alright. Now the best thing about if you want to study in UUM is the ambient ataupun the external factor. Macam zaman-zaman saya dulu tahun 2002 kan, most people doesn't want to come here because it's too far away from modernity. Macam ni backward betul kan. Tapi now kalau you study at UUM, 1 hour drive, 1.5 hour you dah sampai Penang.
Betul.
Half an hour you dah sampai Alor Stang. Even you stay in Kelang Valley 1 hour, maybe KLCC you tak sampai jam. So the appropriateness of you to come here is to free of the hustle and bustle of the city life. Dia memang satu conducive environment. I think that's the word, the conducive environment to study. Alright? And for my school, SOIS, of course the best lah. I'm hoping that SOIS one day will be like Oxford and Cambridge lah. Not in the sense of being like an Oxford and Cambridge, but being able to produce future leader.
Yes.
Because the Oxford and Cambridge, they are proud because most of their presidents, their prime minister, they are alumni. So hopefully lah, one day, maybe dah start jadi sekarang lah. Dr. Awad maybe will becoming a Palestinian prime minister. So we will have a good rapport with Palestine one day. Because one of our students is the leader. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for lah. Hopefully SOIS will go far and far away.
InsyaAllah.
And we alumni will always support that lah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. We are proud of our alma mater and thank you so much lah for becoming our nourishing mother of our education.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih. Okey, silakan Dr. Bibi.
Okay, first sekali saya ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih lah kepada semua pensyarah saya daripada degree sampailah saya PhD. Macam Dr. Yati tu dia sangat inspire saya lah untuk saya jatuh cinta lah dengan cross culture management tu. Cara dia mengajar dalam kelas kan, sampailah saya pilih dia sebagai supervisor saya. Dan terima kasih juga kepada Dr. Asmat yang datang juga tadi kan, jumpa. So apa yang boleh saya cakap adalah UUM they offer a very good international business program. Okay, the knowledge and skill that kita dapat tu we can apply it in our career. Now, okay, walaupun saya academician, but before jump to become an academician, actually I'm working as assistant manager in retail business for 4 years, and then as a research assistant. So all the knowledge that I learn, I can use in my career, all the career. Okay, and then what I can say, last but not least, I'm so glad. Okay, I'm so glad I made a decision to come to UUM and study here. Okay, I think that's all.
Okey Dekan, mungkin ada kata-kata perangsang ataupun untuk yang sedang menonton ni, apa Dekan nak sampaikan kepada semua bagi pihak SOIS? Silakan.
Once again, thank you, Lynn. So as a Dean of the School of International Studies, we are aspire to produce excellent students because for us, everyone is an achiever. So, and also for your information, Lynn, I'm so glad, I'm so overwhelmed to see who are my students now. So I'm so glad to see who is Rashid is now having his own business. Kiki last time used to be at the ASEAN Secretariat and now she is a businesswoman, and I'm sure that one day she will turn up a millionaire or billionaire, even richer than us actually. So my former student, Mr. Awad Dr. Awad is going to be, inshallah, is going to be the future president of Palestine. And for your information as well, I'm so happy that my students, our former students at the School of International Studies, we have produced many diplomats now who are now serving in the United Nations and in the Washington DC. Our embassy in France, our embassy in Germany. And one thing that I still remember, that one of my former students, who is also a son of Indonesian ambassador, Irfan, I still remember his name, and he is now Indonesian ambassador. Yes, Kiki, because I think Irfan, Kiki, are you in the same batch with Irfan, Kiki? Were you in the same batch with Irfan? But Irfan, because I was told that I think I used to read one article
I didn't hear
that my former student Irfan is now Indonesian ambassador in one of the European countries. I am so overwhelmed because that is why our motto reflects. Everyone is an achiever at the School of International Studies. Thank you very much.
Tu dia, everyone is an achiever, betul semangat dekan dia. Saya harap student dia pun sama semangat macam dekan juga. So you all have to join Pusat Pengajian Antarabangsa SOIS. Okey, kita sebenarnya dah sampai ke hujung rancangan. Saya nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua yang terlibat. Sekiranya ada kekurangan, saya mohon maaf. Sesungguhnya yang kurang itu adalah daripada saya dan yang baik itu adalah daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada Jabatan Pembangunan dan Penyelenggaraan JPP, PBS, Pusat Budaya dan Seni, Skimpa, UUM IT, Tim SOIS, Managers Kopi dan juga Marketing Division. Sebentar lagi kita akan menyaksikan kakak polis kita daripada unit keselamatan. UUM ni dia macam-macam bakat. Yang jaga unit keselamatan pun boleh menyanyi. Kita tunggu kejap lagi Cik Finas kita dengan lagunya. Sebelum saya akhiri sesi Biskut Kering Kopi hari ini, saya ingin share satu kata-kata yang saya dapat daripada internet, daripada Maria Teguh. Orang-orang yang berhenti belajar akan menjadi pemilik masa lalu dan orang-orang yang masih terus belajar akan menjadi pemilik masa depan. Okey, sekian saja daripada saya, Nur Azrin Haji Abdul Jalil, Pengarah Pemasaran Universiti Utara Malaysia untuk Biskut Kering Kopi session yang ke-12. Jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum dan salam hormat.
Basah luka yang dulu pernah kau cipta, kau sayat kembali di atas derita lama, tak pernah menjadi impian dan hitam bukanlah cintaan yang kini tinggal di kawan, masih segar di